Okay, let's talk about basket parties, you guys. This is a really simple way to get a host and get orders. This is actually how I started my Scentsy business back almost 14 years ago. I was working full-time, 40 to 50 hours a week, and of course I'm an awesome wife and mom, and I wanted to be home with my daughter and husband, and so this is what I actually did to really grow my business back in 2011, 2012, to really get me going. So we have to start out, of course, with some kind of basket. Now, I'm using the term loosely because if what you have is your starter kit box, use your starter kit box. Do not say, oh, well, Jen, I don't have a cute little purple tote like you do. It doesn't matter. You can use a basket from the dollar store. You can use a box. You can use literally whatever you have on hand. Please do not go out and buy something special for this. Use what you have. This is something a long time ago. I did a trade, a party trade with a 31 Gifts girl. This is discontinued. You cannot get this, so do not use this as your excuse that you can't do a basket party because you don't have this bag. Does not matter what kind of bag you have. The fact of the matter is that you have to just do the things, do the work. I think this is what you're probably learning the most in this group, is that we're kind of a no excuses group, and we're giving you the tools, and you have to actually take those tools and run with them. So let me show you what I put in my basket party. So first of all, I put in a warmer. I chose to use one of our brand new warmers. I always take it out of the box. I've never had a problem in all the years that I've done this. I've never had an issue. Nothing's ever come back broken. So I think it's fine to not use a box. Oh, I forgot my, I have a, oh my goodness, what's it called? A cotton cleanup. And I usually put the cotton cleanup in the dish, but I forgot it. I must have used it actually in the house. So this is gonna go into my basket. Okay, so I use a full-size warmer because that's what we started with. But if you don't have a full-size warmer, use what you have. This is the key. You have to use what you have. If you have a whiff box, use the whiff box. You don't have to use the same things I have and then you're like, well, I don't have those things that Jen showed, so I can't do it. Don't let that be an excuse. Use what you have on hand, okay? The other thing I do is I always will throw in 3 bars. The reason I throw in 3 is in my hostess coaching, I let them know that they want to switch a cube each time that they use this warmer, okay? So I let them know that these are for them to actually use, and to use, they can use, I showed them that there's like a 4 on there, so I explained that to them. So you can use up to 4 cubes if you want to, change them every day. So that's why I put 3. If you don't have 3, if you have 2, use 2. If you have 1, use 1. You guys, the reason I use 3 is because I have them on hand and I can say your nose will get tired after smelling this for a day, so swap it out each day so that it really is fresh in your house, okay? So that's why I do 3. Okay, so the other things I put in there, this one I actually did put an element warmer. And because we were featuring this brand new warmer and it was in the whiff box last month, I really wanted to feature this because I wanted to upsell from this to a whiff box, which is exactly what ended up happening. So I got orders for this guy because people could see it, and I upgraded their order from $33 to $46 in Canada, so that they could get the whiff box. So that's why I did that. So that goes in there as well. Again, if you don't have it, don't use it, okay? And then I like to use some of our like smaller sampling items. So I always put in a room spray. I put in a scent pack. Oops. And I just let them know, like, please don't use these. I tell them what they can use and what they can't use, because I would actually sell that. If they used it, of course, I wouldn't be upset. But I do always include an oil. The reason I put an oil in is I want to make sure that they know that we do have oils and diffusers that they can share with their friends. So that's why I put one in there, just to kind of jog their memory. Like, oh yeah, she said that they have, they're not just warmers and wax. Okay, then I'll put in a few items. And I let them know you can use this. This is a hand cream. This is pink coconut. Again, if you don't have it, don't use it. Skip it. They don't know what I had in mine. They only know what you're putting in yours. I do put in a hand soap and a counter clean. The reason I do that is I want them to know that we also have cleaning products. So I put that in. They're sealed, and I asked them not to open them. If they wanted to open them, I would give them a borrow bag, which is something that Megan's going to talk to you about borrow bags tomorrow. So that's what's in there so far. Then I'm putting in our Scentsy Go Black, and I put in a mini, and I put in pods, and I say you can use this. I would like them to use it because I want them to become familiar with something new. So I have explained all of these things to them when I drop this off so that they can reiterate the information to their friends and family. Okay, so I also put in, these are just coffee beans. This is, I think, from the dollar store from years ago. And then I put in my testers. Okay, so this is what is in the basket party. Use what you have. Do not let it become an excuse why you can't do this because you don't have the same things that I have, because nobody knows what I have, okay? Only my hosts will know what I have. Okay, now the other thing, and this is really important, I don't actually know if these are available in Scentsy Family Store anymore, but give them an envelope. It can be from the dollar store, it doesn't matter. Give them an envelope to keep all of their items in, okay? So in here, I have a thank you for hosting a Scentsy party. I use this same one as a basket party one because I want them to read the information that's like, don't go to a lot of trouble, because I would love for them to actually host an in-home party as well. Then I have this brochure, like they can fill out their wish list of stuff that they would like to get. And a little bit of information about me and my Scentsy story, okay? So I put this in here as well. And admittedly, I have not watched Carla's video from yesterday about her hostess coaching, so I'm sure she's covered like the same stuff I do anyways. Then I put in 5 catalogs. If you have 3, use 3. If you have 1, use 1. And then I put in order forms. I give them about 10 order forms, and you can see up here, I actually highlight the information that I need their customers to fill out. And then they fill out their information, and I also highlight the bottom for their credit card information. And then I just let my host know, like, I'll make sure that they get the best deal possible. So just have them fill in the information. And then you have everything here. I do throw in a pen as well. And I put in, I've pulled them out because we switched over, but I also pull in scent and warmer of the month information, like brochures I use samples, but you can just use the rub and smells if that's what you have. But everything goes in here, and then this goes in the basket. So there we go. I have it. It's ready to go. I can drop this off to anyone who wants to host a party. I literally, when I first started doing basket parties, because I was working so much and Scentsy had to be a side business for me, I would literally have 4 or 5 baskets out on the go at all times. And you guys, if you start thinking about a basket party as being your little employee, it changes your mindset about doing them. Okay, so I'm not actually there. I do my hostess coaching with her. I drop it off and answer any questions that she has. Of course, I'm available if she needs to text with any questions. But every time I have one of these out, it's working for me. Okay, so it's out there and it's doing its job. Now, a few important tips over the years that I have learned about my basket parties. I let people have my basket for 3 days, not longer. There's a couple of reasons for this. Number one, there's this law or principle or whatever that says the amount of time that you're given is the amount of time it's going to take. So if I say, oh, you can have it for 2 weeks, guess what's going to happen for the first 10, 11 days? It's going to sit in the corner of their kitchen, right? So I want them to start as soon as I drop it off. And I let them know I'll be picking it up in 3 days because it has to go to somebody else. Like, these are always coming and going, okay? And so I let them have it for 3 days. It creates a sense of urgency. They start working on it while they're excited. If I get them excited on day 1 and I say you have it for 2 weeks and it's like 2 weeks later and I message them, I'm like, hey, I'm coming tomorrow to pick up your basket. They're like, oh shoot, I didn't do anything with it, because their excitement has waned over the 2 weeks and they're no longer sharing it. Okay, if you had somebody, I know someone's gonna say, well, Jen, what if they said they were gonna see friends and family on the 2 weekends from now? I would start their party 2 weekends from now. Okay, you have to create a sense of urgency with this, and remember that you are the business owner. You are the one who sets the tone for how your business runs. So if you say you can have it for 3 days, and you pick it up after 3 days and they've done nothing, that's okay. Let them know, I know maybe the timing wasn't right for you or whatever. If you want to do one in the future, let me know. Of course, they're still going to get all the same host rewards as doing an in-home party, but maybe they're just not as self-motivated as they thought they were for doing the basket. Now, I will tell you that this is how I built my Scentsy business, my team. So I learned very early on that in order to grow my Scentsy business to the level that I wanted it to go, I had to sponsor and recruit, okay? So what I did, I would have my basket party out for 3 days. They would come back and they would give me their collected orders. And before I hit submit, I would always say to them, here's your host rewards. This is how much you would earn in commission if you decide to become a consultant. I'll make this your first order, your launch party, because you're the one who collected the orders. Because realistically, you guys, you have to think of the generosity aspect of this. Yes, I'm going to give up my commission for an order, but they are the ones who actually did all of the work. This basket was my employee, and they were the boss of the employee for those 3 days. And if they decided to collect $500 or 500 PRV in orders because of this, they are self-motivated. I want them on my team. Okay, so I would rather have somebody who's self-motivated on my team than somebody who you're constantly having to remind and push to do better, do better, do better. People in this business have to be self-motivated. There are days I get up, I don't feel like working, but guess what? Not working doesn't pay my bills. So I have to do the hard things even on days I don't feel like it. And that is what is going to set somebody apart as a really, really great team member versus, just being a host. Like, I'm really grateful for hosts. And I had a party go out last week and it came back and she didn't want to be a consultant, which is perfectly fine, but she's going to be a basket party host for me going forward. So at least twice a year, spring and summer and fall and winter, she's going to be a basket party host. I'll probably have her do another one in the summer because people want to stock up again after 3 months. So I'm going to reach out to her then as well. But yeah, this is how I grew my business, because I'm like, oh my goodness, you did such a great job. You literally did this better than I do. Have you ever thought about doing Scentsy with me? And most of the time, if they have collected at least 500 PRV, most of the time they have thought about it. And they're like, wow, I wonder how much money Jen just made off of my work that I just did for those 3 days for her. And so I tell them, and that is literally how I started to grow my business and how I taught my team to grow their business from the very beginning as well. So if there's one thing that you guys start doing, honestly, basket parties is literally how my business grew from the very beginning. If you have any questions, please comment below. I will be sure to come back and answer those. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day.